Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. My name is Tanay Hall, and I'm an anchor with World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry veterans to come together to share their knowledge, ideas, thoughts, and best practices with one another, as well as with upcoming industry leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings of all our industry stalwarts. We hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leader interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone as they help us to identify, nurture, and work on trade secrets that have already proven a success formula for so many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge sharing community. We have one such corporate stalwart on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Raghuram. We welcome you on the show, sir. He is an accomplished engineering professional with a career spanning nearly 2 decades, marked by expertise in software development, project management, and leadership in the domains of embedded systems, telecom, Android, and automotive infotainment. With a comprehensive educational background and a diverse set of roles in renowned organizations, he has consistently demonstrated his proficiency in architecting technical solutions, managing project teams, and steering complex projects to successful completion. His tenure as the Chief Technical Officer at Avish Embedded Systems Technologies highlights his talent for defining project work breakdown structures, architecting technical solutions, and leading cross-functional teams. His subsequent roles at Global Edge Software and KPIT Technologies as Technical Head and Engineering Manager, respectively, demonstrate his proficiency in client interfacing, project management, and mentoring technical teams for projects in the Android and automotive domains. So, sir, could you walk us through your journey in software development and project management, and how has your experience evolved over the years?
Yeah. So I started my career as a software engineer in the almost two decades back. When I was started working as a software engineer, I had an opportunity to work on the cutting edge technologies at that point of time in the embedded system. So we started with working on technologies on in the embedded. Slowly started evolving. As you might know, like Android came in the 2 decades back. So we started off with Android as a core development platforms and all those things. And it was a nice journey, like across the domains in the embedded, across the breadth of the domain I have worked, spanning from embedded system in the home innovation and to the medical electronics, to the agriculture field. So wherever the embedded goes in, so I have been had the opportunity to work with all these things. It's been a nice journey for me. So in this, the core skills, like as you mentioned, like Android, infotainment, or all those things. So they are all part of the embedded, but in that they are also in expertise areas. So as and when we start moving in, got into a more expertise areas and started working on building solutions on these platforms for various domains. So that was the initial career as an software engineer and an architect. Slowly, I started evolving over a decade after a decade of working in the industry, like getting into more roles of management, managing things, all of those things. So this managing journey started when I started to get myself lived into the world of startup. So as a small startup company, I wish we started, and that was a nice experience. Like we went through a lot of ups and downs, working for various people on the mobile platforms, on the automotive infotainment, and also on the medical electronics part. So a lot of customers and a lot of experience. So in as you mentioned, in the last few years, I worked with esteemed organizations where I have been involved in more of a customer handling, project management, also getting the solutions delivered with the bigger size programs what we've been handling. So it has been a nice journey for me and a lot of challenges. So one of the times, like my organization calls me a person to go for whenever any project goes almost at the red phase, where customer is crying and like they are not able to take it forward. So we pitch in into those projects, work as on a war footage and get all those things cleared. So this has been like core expertise for me, managing projects in the core embedded, getting new projects, ensuring taking up new challenges where we are clearly taking those challenges to ensure that we have a customer focus and we know like what we need to deliver at the very given pace.
So you've worked across domains such as embedded systems, telecom, Android, and automotive infotainment. How do you adapt to the specific requirements and challenges of each domain?
So basically, like whenever we take up any domain, the first thing is the requirements. What is the customer requirements? What is the user requirements? How we are going to take that up into the final product. So that is the core for any product development, any of the projects what we do. So once we tell ourselves for the requirement, we get into the specific technologies. What is needed for those technologies? What are the specific tools and softwares and all these things? How we deal with them, and those are things which we take it up. And that's one nice experience. Like the working on these things, we understand like a lot of day-to-day issues as well. So how people are facing going in the market, like when before this smartphone came, we had a keypad phones, which were like people were using it and they were happy with that. As and when the technology started evolving, today touchscreen phone is the norm of the day, and everyone is using it. So as the technology is evolving, we need to keep evolving ourselves technologically, as well as going ahead in the automotive environment. Like we are now working on electric cars. Electric cars is one big domain which even our government recommends, and we are working on newer technologies where like how effectively we can use electronics, how to ensure that like we have a greener electronics. So those things comes into the picture as and when we are getting into the newer projects nowadays. So those helps us in like the zeal to learn new things, to ensure that like the technology and the challenges in the communities can be addressed, how quickly we can address. Those all things comes into the mind when we take up any of the project activities.
So which of your roles or professional accomplishments do you cherish the most and why?
So I would say like I would not say like one role. All the roles I cherish because uh, as a software engineer, we had a lot of challenges. Learning, it was a phase of learning when we don't know anything. We start with a very early phase as in nuance, and as we get into the project management and into the management core activities. Again, when we are getting into the new domain, this is a new domain for us. Again, we are freshers here, so we start learning it again. So it is every role has we need to give our 100%, ensure that like everything takes us to the next level.
So how and when did you develop an interest in ESG and corporate governance?
So by the nature, I've been entrepreneurial from the college days itself. So I had a lot of ideas and a lot of plans, which we used to envision. Whatever we see today, like we were thinking of those kind of products to be developed from India, and like we had this urge of getting products from India. One of the things which the even our Prime Minister cherishes, make in India and all these things. So we had this urge for doing these things, but before even getting into that kind of a domain, we need to have some expertise. So that is one reason. Like initially, we started off looking at building our own expertise, looking within, and all these things. So as and when I started working on all these technologies showed me like how the carbon footprint, what are the things are happening in the industry, how like for example, I am been in Bangalore from long time from my birth. So Bangalore as a place we have seen evolving from a very cool city to a very hot city today. So like without trees, without having a greener environment sustainability, no businesses will be able to sustain for long term. So that's when I started looking myself into um, contributing into this domain where I can socially help people, socially help organizations with our ideas, which can be used in any kind of organization, maybe a startup to a large firm. So anywhere we can use it actually.
As an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
Today's world, innovation is a key, and where the without technology, none of the members can in corporate governance. Technology is a key for us. Data, the data with what we are getting, the big data and all these data collections which are happening. So we need some way of building this into a more understandable data and make it more precise. So this is where I see like I have a chance of using my expertise skills on the project management and also the technical background in ensuring like we come up with a better background where like each and every organization's perspectives can be looked into and we can give a newer perspectives like how we effectively we can use it. So if you look at the environment is one key thing which we have to look into where as an ESG we as rooted in the nature. So we need to work with the organizations where we can help them in building better carbon footprint devices, better footprint carbon usage to be reduced. So if you look at the electronics, electronics has evolved. Initially, the kind of devices which were getting built and like we used to use a lot of fans, lot of ACs to be ensured to cool up the devices and all those things, like a lot of fans and all these things we used to use. Now the power requirements for the devices are getting reduced. So this is one area like which as an contribution to the environment, like the electronics contributes a lot to the global warming and the heat what it produces. To cooling that, we have to have a lot of external cooling agents to be added. So now with the while getting into the more sustainable environment, where we can build technology which is more closer and greener to the planet.
As someone working closely with technology, what changes do you expect to see or wish to leverage with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, cloud, digital twin, big data, and Web 3.0?
So with the evolution of IoT, we are like seeing a lot of new things coming into the industry. Like previously, people used to in the agriculture field, there was no data collection. Without data, even small scales farmers and everyone used to struggle. And like a lot of we seeing like the climate change having such an effect that we have excess rains or deficit of rains, which are happening over the period of time. So to help even farmers and also the planning agencies to come up with more data. So IoT helps us a lot in this field, and the collection, whatever data collection, what happens from the IoT, it gets it into the cloud, and like we are able to analyze big data and get more insights into these fields, and we can build a better environment, be it for a farmer, be it for an end user, somebody building an apartment. So even he can leverage the data for his understanding to ensure that they have a better building places, so that like we have places where more green and sustainable tea can be achieved.
So we're building a community here of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. What are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
Yeah. So World Development team is doing a very good job, especially Zenith and Hevel. They are doing a great job ensuring like in the corporate governance, they are trying to get more and more people, and also how they can leverage the industry experience across the people. Like whether they are coming directly from the technology, they are coming from the management side, they are coming from the chartered accountancy or company secretaries. So they are trying to merge everyone at a single location and get more knowledge transfer happening between across these people, and building a better group of people who will be the stalwarts for upcoming world where we have technology driven world which needs to be taken care.
Great, sir. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will truly inspire future leaders. Thank you so much for joining us today and wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably has expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.